and welcome back to another weekly announcement video. A lot to go over, a lot of announcements, which is great. It's good for me. So, first off, of course, Foundation's coming out tomorrow, but that means you can't, I guess after today, you can't do the pre orders. So, if you want to do the pre orders, this is the last day for you to do that. And they talk about damage on the stack on Arena. I thought this was already a thing. I thought it was like a settings thing, but apparently it is not. So as you can see on the screen, I kind of paused it in the video. They kind of show you. But basically, you can auto assign the lethal. So it'll kill whoever it can kill, and then whatever extra damage goes to the next one. I really thought it was already like that, but apparently it's not. Um, but there you go. Cool. More um, intricacies that we didn't have before, apparently. So awesome. Love that. Of course, the upcoming schedule for Foundations. Uh, yeah, limited, best of one, best of three, just premier draft, sealed, regular draft events. There's the qualifiers, which we'll go over in a little bit. Just saying, Jump Start's coming out next week. So there's a lot of stuff coming for Foundations. Massive set. We'll go into the next topic. Collecting Foundations on Arena. Yeah, there's a lot of cards. They state here over 400 cards coming out in total. So there's obviously the actual set, right? The actual set. Then there's Foundations Jumpstart, which has even more cards. Then there's a starter collection, and then the beginner box. So a lot of cards, a lot of content. A little frustrating for me as a free to play player, um, and someone who can only grind so much, right, on a daily basis. Kind of hard to actually make a collection, but I'm here to help you out. I find out the little ways to grind here and there and how to make the most value out of your time on Arena. Um, but yeah, so a lot of stuff, as I can say, coming out tomorrow, and then Foundation comes out next week, or sorry, the Jumpstart comes out next week. Um, they're just kind of going how to get it right. There's the main set and the starter collection. Basically, there's packs, limited events, and then jump in. Then there's jump start, and then obviously, lastly, you can use wild cards to get whatever you couldn't get out of that stuff. So again, like I always say, save your wild cards for cards you want and decks you want to play with, right? So don't just oh, this is a rare, let me just get it. Maybe wait a bit, try to find a maybe a common or a non-common to replace it for the time being, and maybe you just don't like the deck. You know what? This isn't good enough, and then you move on. And you're like, well, good thing I saved my rares or mythics, So yeah, a lot of content, a lot of cards. So be prepared for that. Save your coins, save your gems, save your wild cards for the new set because it's literally coming out tomorrow. And more news: Alchemy banned and restricted update. Monstrous Rage. If you don't, it's right there on the screen. So one red instant, target creature gets +2/+0 until in turn create a monster roll token attached to it. That they banned in Alchemy entirely. Alchemy is basically like standard, but with Alchemy cards. So instead of trying to uh, fix it, they just said we'll just ban it since it's an Alchemy. It's only an Alchemy anyways, so they'll just get rid of it entirely. But it is legal in every other format. It's only Alchemy. So if you don't play Alchemy uh, like I do, or like I don't, then it doesn't matter. Like for me, this doesn't affect me because I don't play Alchemy. But if you do, just be aware that starting tomorrow, it will be banned. Temporal manipulation, which is basically another time warp, um, is also banned in historic. So just be aware of that. Um, if you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I want to play this in historic, well, it is banned. So just a heads up. Don't waste your mythics. Next up, alchemy rebalances. So this is the one thing I do admire from alchemy. Of course, Brawl is an alchemy esque format, so if there are any rebalances, it will affect Brawl, Historic, and Alchemy. Again, Alchemy is the standard version of the Brawl format, or not Brawl, sorry, the Arena only cards format. Historic is, you know, the Legacy version, so every card is available except, of course, if it's banned or whatever. And then Brawl is also affected with these balances. So basically, Land of Resonance, which has been banned in Best of One, but they've actually fixed it for Alchemy and for obviously, yeah, for Alchemy. So instead of just copying it for free, you have to pay 1 mana and then you can copy it. So kind of a good rebalance. It was kind of a little ridiculous to just target it, your creatures and just get a copy of stuff. So once you had enough mana, you're kind of just playing spell, playing spell, playing spell. I think people were winning in turn 2 kind of thing. So probably a good idea that this is kind of rebalanced. Another one was the Heartfire Hero. I guess Mono Red has gotten really, really good. So they rebalanced it. So they removed, it's no longer a 1/1, it is a 0/1. Finally, Grenzo being rebalanced slightly. So as you can see here, if you don't know what Grenzo does, basically at whenever it enters or at the beginning of your upkeep, you're able to heist your opponent's library, which means you can look at 3 random cards and you choose one and you put it into exile, and then you may play it. And so Grenzo had the extra ability of basically you're able to play that spell for free, which was a little annoying because they could it's just the value behind it was so good. I get it; it's 6 mana to play them, but it's still really annoying for them to just have so much value to be able to get like a 7/8 drop or something crazy and just be able to play it for free. A little too strong. So they changed it where it's now if it's converted mana cost 3 or less. So if you do have an 8 drop or 6 drop, they can't just play it right off the bat. They have to wait. Um, Nadu gets a rebalance. Basically, instead of creatures you control have the ability, it's just whenever a creature you control becomes a target. So it only triggers twice. So instead of just every creature has the ability twice, it's just triggers twice each turn, which is really good rebalance. This is basically what Nadu should have been when it first was released. I'm glad Alchemy let you do this. We're like, oh, hey, we messed up. Let's fix that. I really like that. I really, really like that. I'm glad people who invested rares into Nadu can still play that, right? Where, for example, in modern, it's banned. So if you, and that's, paper, right? So if you spent 20, 30, $50 on this and then they ban it, it's like you just lost out on all that money. That sucks. But on Arena, it's like, oh, they just balanced it. Now I can keep playing it. So I really like that part. I really like that. Um, so yeah, so they basically made it not as broken. Well, I guess I wouldn't call it broken anymore. It's balanced. It's a good card. It's a good rare. Um, I don't know if I would run it over other Simic creatures as a commander, but it's still good. I still think it's a powerful card. It's definitely in the 99, or if you want to build a deck around it, in historic, I think it's still good. Moving on, they rebalanced some other cards. I'm gonna go through these pretty quickly just because I've never really heard of those cards. I never really seen them. So this is for dinosaurs. They rebalanced it, so instead of paying 3, it just does it whenever you attack. Or yeah, just does it for free. This is Stalwart Speartail, 3 mana, 4/4 with Enrage. They also changed him to Ages. They lower the mana cost and lower the intensity level. They reballed Shanty. They lowered the mana cost. Tome of Gadwick. What is this? I guess it gains equip. It gives it +1/+1 ward, and then it does it during attacks. Let's see, Nashi, which was already a pretty decent commander. They gave it flash, so that's interesting. For a Soul Tie deck, I mean, Flash is pretty powerful, so I would look into that. Talion's Throne Guard, they just buffed it from 2/1 to 4/2. So let's see if that makes it better. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, 4 mana 4/2 is not bad. So it's gonna. Let's see how good it gets. I guess that's the best description I should throw out there. And then Fountain Port Charmer. They lower the mana cost and lower the power. So instead of a 3 mana 3/3, it's a 2 mana 2/3. So we'll see how that goes. Apparently, they want to make the alchemy frogs a little better. So there you go. Moving on to the qualifiers. So qualifiers are this weekend. We got best of one standard on Saturday and foundations limited on Sunday. So if you're looking into that, there you go. You got this weekend. And then I think at the end of the month, we have the Magic Arena open. So that's basically all the news, mostly. But we got the event schedule. So Midweek Magic tomorrow, we get Magic the Gathering Foundations constructed. So I used to be against these constructed formats right off the bat when I'm like, we just got the set. But what's cool about it is it's phantoms. So basically, you can just build decks without owning the cards, which I think are cool. Like, okay, like it doesn't matter how big our collection is for the set, you just use the cards, which I think is super beneficial. You can try out different decks. Definitely going to be promoting this heavily tomorrow, just so people can try out cards and see, is this worth using a wild card or not? Because again, as a free to play player, wild cards are super crucial for me when it comes to deck building. So you want to try out decks, you want to try out cards before you invest into them, because you can't get those wild cards back. Then next we got Jumpstart Foundations, which is cool. Try it out. Jumpstart's really fun. And then the following we got Standard Deck Build. I think these are pre-cons that we can play for Standard, and then we just play against each other. And then Magic the Gathering Foundations Brawl Builder Challenge. These are just basically using the newest sets legendary creatures and building a deck around them for Brawl. Pretty straightforward, pretty fun. I guess the thing that sucks is you do have to use your own cards, but again, these are throughout your entire collection, not just newer cards. Quick draft, we're going to start getting Murder of Karlov Manor starting tomorrow. Then after that, we'll get, November 22nd, we'll be getting Foundations into the rotation. So cool. Currently, well, I guess tomorrow is the last day for the Streets of New Capena Premier Draft. And then after that, we'll be getting Timeless Meta Challenge. Cool. Now I got to look into that. We'll see if my Life Gain deck can do that. But yeah, if you're into a Timeless or you want to do the meta challenges, there you go. Starting December 6th through the 8th. And then, of course, like I said, the qualifier events. We got best of one play in Standard on Saturday, and we got the bonus best of one play Magic Magic the Gathering Foundations Limited on Sunday. Then the following weekend, we got the best of 3 play in, and then the qualifier weekend. So that is again going over the competitive play schedule. That is it. What I just went over. Then of course November ranked season, right? So we'll be getting foundation packs as rewards, and depending on what tier you're in, depends on how many packs you get. If you get any gold, and if you get the what are these called again? Card styles. Thank you. Our uncommon is Vengeful Blood Witch, which is basically a blood artist, but only for your own creatures, and Exemplar of Light, which is a benefits off of life gain. And that is our news. A lot of information. Foundations is going to be a huge set. A lot of rebalances in alchemy. So it's going to be a lot of information. And there's been a few commenters have brought up that it's just a lot a lot of content that is just they can't keep up, and I don't blame them. And if you listen to this, if you feel like you're getting burnt out, take a break. Go play other games. Magic's gonna be here for you if you decide to come back. You know, if you move on to another game and you're having fun with that game, you don't come back to Magic, it's totally fine. You have to worry about yourself. you know, there's plenty of games that I started that I felt like, oh man, if I don't do this every day, I mean, I'm gonna get so far behind, and I haven't touched them in years, and I'm okay with that. I moved on. I'm playing bigger and better things, right? So if you're getting burnt out, and you need a break, go for it. You know, of course, I always advocate to um, try not to burn yourself out. You know, don't play every day if you don't want to. You know, play a little bit here and there. You know, where to grind, how to grind. You know, the basics, right? But at the end of the day, your own mental health, your own stress levels, you don't want to add more stuff to that. And if arena is becoming that, you're like, man, it's too much to keep up with. I would say go play another game. You know, play maybe an old game that you haven't played in a while. You know, in years. You're like, you know, I haven't played this game in years, and I really loved playing it. You know, even if it's a single player game, it doesn't have to be like this. Do that. You know, highly recommended. You know, as someone who likes Magic the Gathering, who loves collecting, who loves this game. I'm all about it. I'm super into it. There's plenty of other people who love this game and are about all the content, but as I mean, it's for everyone. You know, people are complaining about the commander bans, the universes beyond. Everyone, you know, has their complaints, and they're all welcome to it. You know, everyone has their own opinions. Everyone has their own likes and dislikes, and that's totally okay. Um, and at the end of the day, you have to worry about yourself. And if you gotta back off from the game, do it. Highly recommended. And just worry about yourself, and you know, spend the money how you need to spend it. Spend your time how you need to spend it. All right. And again, thank you for watching the video. Thanks for hearing me out. If let me know in the comments below how you feel about this. If you're burnt out, um, how you go about it, and all that stuff. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. If you enjoy my content overall, please subscribe, and I'll catch everyone next time. Bye bye.